Okay, I did a video a little bit while ago. For some reason didn't have sound. Eventually I'll start buying camera equipment. Right now my drone is being repaired, and I'm not able to go on a ride. It has no battery or anything yet, and it's raining cats and dogs outside. But this is the stealth bomber build. Basically it's a road bike meant for road light dirt trails. 27-inch tires. The side panels I built myself out of a particular plastic 1/8 inch. It's strong stuff, and it's a lot lighter than the stock side panels. I'm gonna put a piece of styrofoam behind here to stop the hollow, but it hasn't really made any noises or anything. This is the material I use to make the side panels. Cool thing about this stuff is it's easily can be painted. All you got to do is, once you cut it out, which it was easy to cut out. You just use the original metal panels that came with the bike. Screw them down onto the plastic and then cut. This featherweight. These heavier. Put both these together, you're looking at, I tried weighing them, I got to around 13 pounds for these side panels. The plastic didn't even weigh a pound, it weighed about 500 grams or so. Or not 500 grams, but yeah, about, they didn't weigh anything. Still got to get the speed controller in, but these are easy to make. I just basically cut them out with an air saw. You can use a jigsaw, but it takes longer. However, it's not like you can just cut it out and it'll work. You have to have other tools to make it look decent. Basically, it's kind of a wreck over here, but yeah, you need a band saw, and don't really need a drill press, but just need a band saw to basically make the edges a little neater. I wish I could have recorded the process of it, but the bike is pretty light. My next thing I'm gonna be doing is connecting the back brake caliper to the tire. As you see, that's how much space is left between there. There is a spacer you can put on it that comes on the tire that actually spaces the rotor a little bit closer. However, the screws that come with it, you're gonna have to use longer screws. I know the back tires don't do a lot of stopping, but I've seen them break on gas-powered bikes or four-stroke bikes. He stopped on brakes and all of the screws broke off, and he had to get a new tire. That's gas. I will be making mud flaps to this. I'll be using the same plastic with an aluminum strip to reinforce it, and basically a heat gun to bend it to wheel. So far, this is the little. Like I said, it won't be flat like this. It's going to be bent and everything, but basically it's going to attach to the bottom here where the shock is, all the way up to the seat post, and then I'll probably put something there, but it'll be pretty strong. The front one I probably might build, or I might just purchase off of Amazon, just a cheap front spoiler. I'm making a light bracket for it to hold the light. I use sheet metal, and I can use the plastic to cover the sheet metal for a clean look. I kind of cut the handlebars too much. So I have to actually adjust all this stuff up here. I'll probably have to end up moving this. All right, there we go. There's the room right there. Using that brake thing or brake handle grip to be moved over so I can mount a phone to it while I'm riding. I might make a plastic metal like dashboard to it, which actually it will go from here to here and it'll kind of curve up, but it won't block visibility or anything. Basically, it'll allow me to put my phone on under a plexiglass like container where nothing gets wet. I'll probably put the display under there too. I'm not planning on really riding this thing in the rain. It's not like my main transportation, it's just the hobby. That's all this is, it's just a toy. I haven't figured out the kickstand yet. I'm thinking about cutting the bottom bracket off and actually on the other side welding a side kickstand to it, or making a homemade moto stand, which I don't know if anyone ever heard of those. They're basically like a motorcycle stand. I can't order a normal moto stand because it's just the bike sits too low, so I'm gonna have to actually, I got tons of kickstands around welding equipment and stuff. Like I said, I'm good at welding, so that's what that's gonna do. This shock right here, I'm probably gonna reinforce that bracket that holds it because it has a setting on it. But if you set it to too soft and you're bottoming out a lot, if you're like, I'm 140 something pounds, but if you're over 200 and something, that bracket's probably gonna break or crack or come loose. So the easy thing to do there to keep that from happening is take the shock off and put a piece of metal stock between there, because they just welded two little brackets onto the back dropout. I mean, it's like really weak, but you put a piece of metal between these two, and then just do a bead of weld, and you got a stronger hold. That's for if you're seriously off-roading, because personally, that's the weakest part of this bike is that particular area. If you're doing rock climbing or jumping and stuff, that shock isn't adjusted properly, or even if it is and you're heavy, it's eventually going to break. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, it's a road bike. It's not dirt or anything. I will try to leave a link this time to the plastic that you can obtain to replace the heavier metal for a lighter plastic. It's actually it's as strong when it's bolted down. There's nothing to worry about on here. Battery or nothing's not going anywhere. I do got a source onto instead of Allen bits, I think I'm probably going to put some thumb screws on it. But I might end up probably making these and make them in a variety of colors and probably selling online. I still got to come up with more fabricated product I built these actually for a business. This is not a customer's bike or anything. This is mine. If a customer really wanted one of these, they can custom order it from me, and whatever they want or design. But it'd be up to them as far as if they're caught riding these on the road. These are legal. Especially if you're zooming around at over 60 miles an hour. I'm still aiming for at least over 50 miles an hour just to be happy. Like I said, the battery for this that can propel this that fast has 150 amp BMS on it, but the battery's $1,800, which is expensive. I have found a few batteries that had 100 amp BMS on it. But due to the weight of myself and the bike, I think I'm probably going to go that route, because I can always later on make a battery compartment that actually goes into this thing here. Try to make enough cells. It might have to be increased, but make at least make them 72 volt. Put a BMS on it, probably at as much amps as it'll allow me to go. I don't care if it's just 20, it'll give me more power and range. But I haven't purchased the battery yet, so that's still up in the air. I might end up breaking down and actually buying a severely expensive battery for these. The Stealth Bomber frame, the reason why they're more heavier than the other frames is pretty much because of these side covers. If anyone ever picked these things up, they're actually heavy. Like they had 10 or more pounds to the frame. That's why you got another version that's more expensive that actually has plastic side panels. That's what I got the idea off of. This was a quick build as far as the side panels, but if I wanted to, I can actually, I got the equipment, the heat guns and stuff to actually vacuum shape like any shape I want in them, or make them look exactly like the ones that's on the other particular model. This thing down here, all it is just routing the brake cables and the derailleur. I gotta adjust this a little bit. This is the only used part on the bike, is this derailleur, but I don't. It doesn't go through all 7 gears. It only goes up to like 5. Like I said, it needs a few adjustments. Pedal's fine. Only difference is, since the bike is lower, you can't make a sharp turn while you're pedaling, because this crankshaft will actually hit the ground and bottom out. So if you're pedaling something low like this, just pedal it normal. And if you got to turn, make sure you're not pedaling when you're turning. Like I said, the bike's for me. I probably wouldn't like, if someone wanted to order one of these for me to build it, I would probably build it regularly with the motorcycle wheels and stuff. Like I said, it's low because of the 150 millimeter shock. The 200 just completely did not work out for me. I'm 5'8", I couldn't fit on the bike. It just too dangerous. I'm not gonna, I mean, I like how it is. I like the look of it. People might probably think it's weird looking, but I want to be different. I want to be one of the first road Stealth Bomber bikes, road and light dirt trails. Like I said, with this equipment, shock's actually not pretty. Shock's good. I mean, I paid over $100 for them. They were very light. They're air shocks. They're adjustable as well. Handlebars cost me nothing. Gooseneck I had to replace. They're only like $10 on Amazon, but they're kind of cheap. I stripped the screws in the ones I had. They were black ones, so I ended up having to take it off and buy a new one. No big deal. But my next video will probably be of me putting in a speed controller, because I got a secret technique of doing that. There's screws up on top, or behind there, but I don't want to drill a hole through the top of it, so I'm gonna make a piece of sheet metal with the plastic and basically make the mounts go out, and then I have to take something off the size of here. Probably it'll be enough material where it's probably gonna, it might be a very thin piece of metal going between there, but I'm gonna make a system that actually bolts it down and holds it pretty well. Once I'm done, it's not going anywhere. I gotta still do the brake bracket, and then I might have to take the tire off to probably shave down this. I don't think you can see it, but there's a washer, but the wire kind of rubs against it. I don't think it's going to really cause any issues, because if you ever seen inside one of these wires, it's actually shielded by metal sleeves. Probably going to move the tires a little bit back. They're adjusted kind of forward, but I kind of want the bike to look a little bit longer, so I got about a ½ an inch I can move this tire back. If anyone wants to know, 19-inch rim, 29-inch rims would fit this frame. This is an Amazon frame. Let me see. I don't have any. Oh, here we go. That's so old. That's a 27. Here's a 29-inch rim. I've actually tried it on there just out of curiosity, and as you can see, it still fit easily. So only thing is, you probably, with a 29, you probably wouldn't be able to put a fat tire on it. It would actually have to be adjusted back, but it's just a little bit forward. It might actually kind of, tire might hit that. But this is a 27.5-inch rim, and I got plenty of room. Hell, I could have went with a fat tire setup. Unfortunately, the front tire is a regular mountain bike tire, and I don't know if I can actually put a fat tire on here because the rim is so thin on this one. This rim, you could put a fatter tire on easily. I might do that after I wear down these road tires. I want to get the pure road tires. I have some actually over here. Pardon my mess. Yeah, 1000-watt kit again. There it is. It's kind of dark. I can't really, but I want tires like this on it. More roady, fat tires. Because I'm all about the road. Oh crap. Okay, stay. All right, well, I think this video's been too long, so I am going to stop it here. I'm probably gonna have to edit and cut out some parts. But see you guys. I'll probably do one again tomorrow of me either doing a speed controller or the brake. Probably speed controller, because the brakes, everyone knows how to do the back brake caliper. That's nothing. I just want to show you guys the trick on as far as mounting the speed controller inside here. I can do the bottom bracket. I'm not going to do that because I don't know. I'm thinking about other uses for that bottom. It's probably going to be mounted right underneath this here, but it's going to have has mounting screws. Doesn't fit a Sabaton, but I'm going to make a system that's going to mount it to it anyway. It's going to be actually just the adapter, sheet metal and plastic adapter to actually be able to mount that speed controller. Or I might become pretty bold and actually cut the screws off and then put more screws on the outside and kind of tack weld it there. Don't know, but so far so good. The colors and the plastic panels came out good. I'm happy. Like I said, if anyone, eventually once I be able to fabricate more parts, I'll probably have a website where these will be sold separately. It takes me about, probably takes me about 45 minutes to cut them out, and then probably another 10 minutes or so to actually paint them. The paint process is kind of long because they're plastic. You got to sand it with 400 grit sandpaper. You don't have to use primer. I didn't. Came out still fine. Just gotta basically, when you paint it, you paint a light coat, and then you just keep going more and more and more. Just don't get the spray can too close, or else you'll have nasty runs in it and it'll look like crap. But all right, people, see you in part 3.